Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is going to be my tutorial for how to build Sonic Batarangs. So I haven't really posted any build videos in quite a while, but now it's starting to go back in full swing. This week I'm going to be building Sonic Batarangs, and I'm going to continue with this sort of Batarang series, creating shock Batarangs, exploding Batarangs, tracking Batarangs, things like that. So leave any ideas you have in the comments for what you want me to build down below, and I'll definitely take them into consideration. And just so you guys know, I already made some classic Batarangs, normal metal Batarangs. I'll put a link to that in the description, an information card up there, and it's also on my channel page. So without further ado, let's get to the build. Well, so to start off on our build, the first thing we're going to need is to build the actual body of the Batarang. So what I'm using right here is 22 gauge sheet metal. I'll put a link in the description below. A link to all the materials in the description below. So you can really build this of any thickness of sheet metal. It's just easier to do either 22 or 28 gauge. 28 gauge is a little too soft in my opinion. It's very malleable, so 22 is probably best for if you want it to be functional, more functional. 28 is still functional, but it's not as, I'm going to say, deadly, so... do what you want to do. I'm just gonna use a piece of scrap metal here, and so before we get it cutting, we have to first draw out the design. So I basically just use a Sharpie, and I'm looking at some reference material and just basically drawing out the design of the Sonic Batarang from the Arkham games. Okay, so here I drew this out. It's a pretty basic shape of it, but it gets the idea down, and it's not too intricate that it's pretty hard to cut. So anyways, I'm going to go cut it with these tin snips. They're really good. They're like $12. I'll put a link to the description below, and they're very good for cutting metal, and they're multi-purpose to cut metal, plastic, sometimes wood. So while I cut that template out, don't forget to like and sub. I have a lot of content on this channel, a lot of content coming out weekly and sometimes daily. So yeah, that's about it. Please check out my channel page, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so that's the cutout version. Some of the angles are pretty hard to get, so I had to file it down with a metal filer. You don't have to, just to make it a little bit neater. And what I did is basically I took these pliers and I'm bending the wings of the Batarang into shape so they curve the air better, so they get thrown better. So it's sort of a one side up, one side down kind of thing. And also, if it's kind of hard for you to cut the metal, you can always cut a triangle out the metal and then twist it out with one of the pliers to sort of get the chunk out easier. Just a little tip. Okay, so now that I've finished with cutting out the metal, now we have to work on the mechanics, which is the most important part of this thing. So first off, you're gonna need one of these piezo buzzers. Yeah, I'll just hold it up. The piezo buzzers, they're like a little electromagnetic, loud, high-pitched noises. They put them in smoke alarms, so that's how loud they are. Two strands of black wire. It has to be stranded so it's easier to bend, and you're going to strip them later. You're going to need a switch with two lugs. The middle lug goes to a battery, the farther lug goes to the buzzer, and you're going to need a button battery, 1.5 volts, just because it's lighter. If you get anything more, it might be a little heavy. A red wire, and yeah, that's about all you need for the build. So what you're going to want to do now is strip both sides of your black wire. You're supposed to have two of them, and then you're supposed to twist it to the middle lug of your switch. Again, all links in the description below. That's going to connect the battery to the switch. Now you're going to want to twist another wire to the other lug of the switch. So when the switch is hovered over those two, it will connect them, but when it's not hovered over them, it will not connect them. And basically, what the switch does is it connects two lugs together. So, as I said before, when you move it over, it connects those two lugs and lets the electricity current to flow through. But when it's not touching them, the electricity current cannot flow through, and your whole mechanism will be off and not on. So now what you want to do is strip your third wire, your red wire. That's the final wire you have to strip, and strip on both sides. And then what you're going to do next is take out your button battery. And as you can see, there's plus side and a minus side on the other side. So you're going to want to take the red wire, which is always the plus side, and you're going to want to attach the red wire there, but you can't, so you're going to have to tape it over. You're going to take the middle wire, the middle black wire, and attach that to the negative side of the battery. And then you're tape it together with some electrical tape, and that's basically what you're going to get. Again, electrical tape will be in the description below. But so you have the positive to the positive, negative to negative, and then what you finally want to do is to connect these two top wires to the buzzer. Okay, so just like the battery, the buzzer has a positive side and a negative side. Please check on top first. It'll say plus or minus, and that's basically how the whole contraption is supposed to look. It looks pretty messy, but it works. Okay, next you're gonna start up a hot glue gun, and you're gonna glue everything to the batarang. So now you don't really need a hot glue gun. You could use you can use a super glue, but hot glue guns are a lot easier because they're very viscous, very thick, so the glue fills in any gaps or imperfections you have. Anyways, you want to put a glue right in the top corner and put your battery right there, so that there's not battery, your switch right there. That's going to be the on and off switch, and it's very easily accessible when you put it up there like that. And next, what you're going to want to do is hot glue your speaker to it too. So you're going to want to do a top corner, and that's just so all the noise gets out, because you don't want to put it right in the middle, because then some of the wires might get tangled. So put it right on its side on a corner like that, and all the air will go out, and when you throw it, the sound will be directed forwards how you throw it. And finally, you're going to want to hot glue that, like the edges, just so it doesn't fall out, so it's a little bit durable. But realistically, if you're actually going to use this in some sort of battle situation, I suggest you use a knife. But if you plan to use this, then I guess reinforce it. Anyways, so we're going to go hot glue the bottom battery, and that's the basic build of it. You can sharpie on like a circle in the middle. That's what I did to sort of give a little more accuracy to the games. Before I go and give my final message on this, I'm just going to give you guys a little breakdown of what we just built. It's going to be a 22 gauge sheet metal batarang. It has a switch on the top that activates a 150 plus decibel batarang sound effect. So it really depends on how much battery you put in there. You can put, the more batteries you put, the stronger it'll be, but also the less life it has. Yeah, and also I made a couple of these because most of these parts come in multi-packs or like large quantities. Like there's like 15 buzzers in one of them, 20 different things like that. So you can build a bunch of them if you really want to. As I said before, you can hold it as I showed you guys before, you can hold it sort of like a double-bladed knife, but also this sheet metal that I use in here is 22 gauge. I use that for a lot of my builds. So if you want to build a normal batarang, as a couple of normal batarangs as well, you can build it with this sort of sheet metal. You can probably fit a bunch of batarangs on one sheet of sheet metal. But yeah, so you can hold it like that. It fits very well. And also, you can also use bigger piezo buzzers for this. If you have some lying around, you can use them if you want. But my only thing is that I'm using the small ones and small batteries just so it's lighter and it throws better. So that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and sub. All links in the description below, but also don't forget to like, especially because that really shows me the support you guys have. And if we get enough likes on this video and the future videos, I might start a store selling these things if you guys don't want to make them on your own. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to sub to the channel. There's a lot more videos coming out in the future. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one.